Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's tutorial. Today we are going to be working with the Magical Birthday Girl collection from Echo Park. I have the coordinating cardstock that I bought separately from the 12x12 collection kit. And for coordinating accessories, today we're going to be using the 12x12 sticker sheet that's included with this collection right here. And also a duplicate of that sticker sheet. So we're going to use two of those sticker sheets. So one of them comes with the collection kit with the 12 pattern papers, and the other sticker sheet is the exact same thing, but I bought it separately just as a coordinating accessory. So just to be clear, we use two of those sticker sheets today. Okay, so we're going to be making 4 layouts. And I was really hoping to be using some new cutting guides by now, but it didn't quite happen. So we're using Cutting Guide C today, and the reason why we're using Cutting Guide C is because when I looked at all of my embellishments that I wanted to use on the pages, they were smaller embellishments. They weren't really big embellishments. And I find that Cutting Guide C is easier to embellish with smaller embellishments, and Cutting Guide A I feel is a lot easier to embellish with bigger embellishments or journaling cards. So if you're not intending to use journaling cards or the bigger embellishments, I tend to opt to use Cutting Guide C. So we need 2 pattern papers. I picked that plaid that incorporates all those colors. And then here I was really undecided whether I wanted to go with like that yellow star paper or if I wanted to go with a black star paper. And I ended up going with the yellow star paper because I like the back side of it better. So if I chose to use the opposite side as an accent paper, I would have been able to do that. So it really is just personal preference as to what you want. And so this is what I went with for this week's tutorial. I love all of these tags that came on the back side of this 12 by 12 pattern paper. When I go ahead and chose to cut them up, I wanted to cut out all of the tags that had like a journaling area on them or more of a blank area so that I could layer other embellishments on top of the tags. That way they could kind of be used as a base layer for my other embellishments or just as a journaling area. Knowing that I had the 2 sticker sheets here, I went ahead and wasn't scared to use up a lot of the wording or anything like that. So here I decided to take this birthday word sticker and put the lettering on a banner. I skipped the black one obviously just because we wouldn't be able to see it. And I did consider popping them up onto the banners, but I decided that I was just going to lay them, directly adhere them to the banner piece, and then just pop up the banner itself once I put it on the page. I did leave a blank area above this banner that says birthday, and that's because I want to start doing my titling on my layouts. As I do them, I've been falling behind in putting the titles on my pages, and I just find that it's harder to go back and do that after. And this way, if I get my titling done, I don't feel like I have to keep all of my like leftover embellishments and leftover cardstock and pattern paper to try and make my titling work. I can just get it all done. So because I've fallen behind in making my titles on my pages, I decided that I needed a different way of doing my titling. And so what I did is I invested in the Cricut Joy machine. It was $179 regular price. I think you can get it cheaper than that when it's on sale. And when I factored in how much I spend on things like alphabet stickers or like thickers and things like that, I mean, I could sort of justify the price because all those things are consumable, and the Cricut Joy would actually be really good at using up leftover cardstock and leftover pattern paper. And what's nice about the Cricut Joy is that it only works with paper up to 4.5 inches wide, so it doesn't get overwhelming with the possibilities of what you could do. And I find that it's the perfect size of machine for my work area, and it doesn't take up too much space, and it's not a really, really big investment. You know, when you compare that to like the Big Shot or die cutting machine, it's really not that bad. And you can get cutting mats that are 4.5 by 6.5 cutting surface area, and then 4.5 all the way up to 12 inches long. You can do longer than that if you're using their material, or the auto feed, which is like a matless cutting, but right now they only have white cardstock that you can use without a mat, and I believe that's up to like 12 inches long, but I can't remember. I do like their white cardstock that they have that for matless cutting. It is like it reminds me of like a sticker sheet. It's heavy and dense like that. I think it's 80-pound cardstock that they have for the Cricut Joy as an auto feed, like where you don't have to put it on a mat. But I guess back to my point, I do like the idea that I can take my pattern paper and my cardstock that's coordinating to a collection that I would normally just not use, and I can put it through the Cricut machine and make my titling or and use up my embellishments that way, and my cardstock that way. I really liked what I've been able to do so far. So what I went ahead and did is showed you how I made the one titling on my one layout. At the end of this video, I just showed you how I quickly did that. I probably will do a video showing you guys how I make some other titlings once I go through and make some more and get better at it. I haven't used the software in a long time, so I kind of had to practice a little bit. But I really like the idea of creating my lettering and then putting sort of a background behind it so it stands out a little bit. So I'm really, really excited about having the Cricut Joy. I really feel like it's going to utilize my leftovers really, really well. And I think it was worth it for the investment. And this is how I'm going to do my titling that doesn't come as an embellishment in the future. So yeah, I'm excited to share that with you guys. Okay, so here I'm just going to quickly show you how I made a simple, quick title with my daughter's first name, Chloe, above this birthday banner here. So first of all, I'm going to kind of decide what my area is that I want my image to be. So in this case, it was about 1 inch tall by about 4 inches long. So I'm gonna make sure that my finished product is about that size, but I can always make it and then resize it. So I just entered a text box, put her name in it, and now I'm going through all of the fonts I have on my computer. So I downloaded some free ones from DaFont. This was one of them. And here I'm just going to sort of make I ungrouped the lettering, put them closer together, and because I really want it to be that 4 inches wide, but I don't want to give up a lot of height. So I'm putting the letters as close together and slightly touching each letter. That way, when I weld this piece together before I cut it, it'll cut it out as one piece instead of 6 or 7 different pieces. So what I'm doing here with this yellow layer is I just duplicated her name over and over and over again. And what I'm doing is I'm offsetting those yellow versions of her name behind that black lettering of her name. And so what this is doing is I'm offsetting it at different angles around her name to try and create a border or a layer behind the black piece. So I just keep duplicating those yellow pieces until I have enough that I create a border around her whole name in black. And then I'm going to weld that yellow area together as one piece, and that's going to be the background for my title. So obviously there's endless possibilities, and there are definitely better people at explaining this than me. Just Google offsetting with the Cricut in Cricut Design Space or with the Cricut machine, and it will kind of just show you what I was talking about. I will keep trying to show you guys how I use it as I go. And what I do when I have spare pieces now, when I have spare pieces of cardstock or pattern paper, what I do now is I cut them into 4-inch pieces. That way I get 3 strips out of a 12-inch paper. So as you can see here, I had to rotate my daughter's name on the Cricut mat because it actually takes up more than 4 inches of space if I were to cut it the other way. So I just rotated her name on the Cricut mat because my paper was only 4 inches instead of 4.5 inches. I'm super excited on how these titlings turned out. I definitely want to get like a glue pen or glue stick that I think will be a lot easier for adhering these smaller areas. And I hope to keep titling on my pages in the future. So we'll definitely get to see more of the Cricut Joy on my videos and the possibilities that you can do with them. And what I love about the Cricut Joy is that I'm using up my leftovers, I'm using up coordinating product with my pages, and in a sense it's non-consumable, so I can keep using it over and over again, and it's not, eventually the investment will pay itself off. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's tutorial, and we will see you in a couple weeks with a new video. Have a great weekend, everyone.